Couldn't that happen? No. What is the thing at? Hmm? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, why is it? Come on. Oh no, I don't want to do that. You know what? I'm just gonna put it straight up like this. I ain't got time to do all that today. And yes, the sun is in my face. I should have backed in instead. So I'm just chilling and chit chatting. I ain't really doing much today. I decided to stop and go get me a cold Pepsi from the dollar and a quarter store and got me some barbecue chicharrones. And I think today will be the last day that I will fully engage, entertain, or talk about this child, this case with Corey Bigsby and his son Cody. I'm looking at it from so many different perspectives. It's really, in my opinion, I'm not gonna talk about it no more because it's giving me Casey Anthony part two, but a brother. Hear me out. It's so many different moving parts in this case, and I think that they messed up terribly in the beginning and they dropped the ball so bad that they're not able to pick it back up. So what I mean by with that case, I feel like it's never been it's always kind of been a circumstantial case, like evidence wise, in my opinion. And the sun is all I should have turned my car the other way. But I'm just chilling in the parking lot. And with it being so much circumstantial evidence, I feel like it's no coming back. And it's so sad because at the end of the day, this child is gone. And again, in my opinion, it's giving me Casey Anthony part two. Like I said, from the beginning, the way that it was investigated, it was mishandled. And honestly, I spoke with a local person and they was telling me that a local detective told them that they had already discovered the remains. And I was like, that's fake news. And I'm like, that could easily taint a jury pool. So like from the beginning, they were spending a lot of time and energy getting the residents and the people involved by saying that he was unalived or hurt, but it was just all circumstantial because they never really had a case. They never had any concrete evidence. They put this man in there for four days or 72-hour hold, whatever it was. Um, no bed, no food until they were able to find something to be able to keep him on. And ultimately, that was like 30 something charges. No, like, it started out with like nine charges, no, seven charges or something. Another, because I think he admitted to saying that he left the children home alone or whatever the case may be. And all of that is in the court document. He asked for an attorney, they refused him that. It was just so much that happened. But with the new evidence that has been entered, I'm just sitting here like, in my opinion, I feel like the Commonwealth of Virginia gonna lose because at the end of the day, they bear the proof. Like, they have to prove that he did this. And it's so sad that years later, why was the Commonwealth of Virginia withholding the discovery that the defendant asked, his attorney asked for the body cam and all the footage from any officer that he came in contact the night that they came to his home, or whatever the case may be, or whatever, any of that? They would not give it over with all of the other discovery. It's like 2 years later, and a judge finally told them, okay, you need to do that in the next 7 days. Why would it take this long? If you had everything you need, why would it take this long? Baby, they done dropped the ball. I am so disappointed, because also the new evidence, well, it's been already a thing, and this is how they was able to go and file unaliving charges against him this past June, because they say that they have some letters that he wrote and he admitted to doing something, right? I thought it was real ironic that the place that, okay, he was in solitary confinement for 4 months on suicide watch. First of all, months ago, there was heavy arguments about his mental stability. They talked about him being a veteran with a history of having PTSD. They talked about so many moving parts with him, and it was like, okay, and they were fighting back and forth about his competency, yada yada yada. They got that resolved. Now they say they have a letter that he wrote. As a matter of fact, they say they have 4 letters. Now, with these 4 letters, and you go look at these 4 letters, now they are available to the public. They gave them to all the news entities. From what I heard, I seen them on Rhoda Young Live, which is on Facebook. She's on Facebook. Go check her page out. She has all 4 of the letters. All 4 of them are supposed to be alleged written letters that was presented to be able to use in this case. He basically oh Lord, it's just so many moving parts. I think today will be the last day, because I see that the Commonwealth of Virginia has dropped the ball, and in my opinion, they're not gonna win. And that's not a win for the baby. That's the hardest part. So in these letters, they claim that one of the first letter, they claim that the guard wrote down what he said verbatim. I said, how were you able to use that? That guard did not record him or anything. So I want to say the next time they called this, allegedly they called his supervisor, and somehow these other letters came about as well. One of the letters is written in crayon. And this is another thing which came out a couple months ago, and it was a big thing about how he went ahead and got a chicken dinner with his family that the then regional jail paid for, because the leader at the time was concerned about his mental stability, allegedly. I don't know her name, but she was concerned about his mental stability. So that was the reason why they had the meeting. But they had a guard come in with their cam on at that time before they let him do it. And he wrote a letter that day. I said, so that is the reason why the defense is saying that it was coercion. And I was like, well, the first letter was written verbatim by the officer, but they're saying that he wrote it. So how can you present a letter, and it's 4 different letters, all of them have different handwriting, and all you need is reasonable doubt? And I'm like, listen, all you need is a forensic pathologist or two to come in and analyze that data, and your case is out the water. In my opinion, I'm done. The man going home. I'm gonna tell you something. He gonna have to leave the area. We ain't gonna know where he at. He gonna have to pull a Casey. I'm saying this because it's a difference to be able to fight your trial walking through the front door versus walking through the back door with an orange jumpsuit on a TV screen. It's a big difference. And now that people are able to see him outside of jail, they can see his face. They can see him as a person and not, so much criminalized. So I think that was the main issue with the Commonwealth, because they already know perception and having the world's opinion of how this person looked and what they really did and yada 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 is a big thing. So again, I don't think they're gonna win. And I know they are going to have a jury trial. I've already met a few people that have served on jury duty in the area, and these are some different, fair, open-minded people. And a lot of the people that I have come across that actually go and do jury duty are the same people over and over again in the city of Hampton, allegedly. So I can't even really think of nothing else that came out. But like I said, the fact that today they just basically told them they have to give the body cam footage up. That should have already been in discovery. They play dirty. That's kind of how the Commonwealth of Virginia work. That's why a lot of people really don't stand no chance in jail, especially if you don't have any money. This kind of reminds me, now I'm kind of looking at the other lady case that Baby Noah's mama. Now I'm looking, like I said in the previous video, she didn't have the money. She was a poor woman. She lived in the trailer park down over there. She was getting a check for whatever disability she had going on. She didn't have a defense. She didn't have a family that could rally and put the money up and have a trial for her as well. And yes, they did not pick her up until they actually found Baby Noah, in the steam plant in Hampton, Virginia. So, like I said, today is the last day I'm going to give my energy to this case, because I feel like at this point, everybody is putting on the show and they're trying to pull on the people's energy and emotions. And I don't have no more of it. I just don't. I just don't. These are so good. I like the barbecue chicharrones. And honestly, in my opinion, if he did do it, it could have very well been accidental. And a lot of times in the accidental cases, people are found not guilty for the worst crime and generally found guilty for like concealment and things of that nature, right? So that's basically what this is looking like to me, in my opinion. Yeah, he ain't got Robert Durst's money, but he had enough money, and he got some heavy hitters when it comes to people that know the law. Here come an ambulance, child. They know the law on a federal level, and they know how to move around. So, no, it isn't. Y'all move out the way so that people can get through. Child. I just can't believe those people are just now giving that footage up. Because to me, in my opinion, I feel like they have something to hide with that. After really dealing with and seeing how these people, how these police officers and detectives roll and move around. And again, I'm not saying it could not be. I'm saying, like, don't get me wrong. There are many kids that go missing from all states. It was also other accusations about, you know, kidnapping him. I don't know if it's true. I can't say it didn't happen because I got a cousin. I'm 42. My cousin would have been either a year older than me or a year old under me. And nobody has seen him since the 80s in this very area. And they tied a social worker to the case, and they still haven't been able to find out who took him, and they found him to this day. So again, I don't put nothing past these people. I don't trust them. Because at the end of the day, it's more of an ego thing when it comes to a lot of these men. Oh, and another strategy that I noticed that I seen from watching other people that went live, like Rhoda and different people, that the news entities that captured the footage within the courtroom, outside of the courtroom, I noticed that he has strategically placed Caucasian people on his team, which is a good strategy when you go to trial, because they are able to appeal to the jury, which I ain't mad at that because that's their business. That's their prerogative. But like I said, honey, I ain't going down there. I don't want to go to the trial. I don't want to go to the trial. He strategically has his people in place. He has prosecutors that are of different ethnicities than he is. And that is another strategy some people do when they go to trial, because they are able to appeal to the jury, because 9 times out of 10, those are the people that are going to go and decide to do jury duty in this area, in my opinion. So I already said, I said many months ago, he will not be able to pull this one off. He dropped the ball too bad, and the then police chief dropped the ball. So yeah, I'm gonna take my braids out. That's what I'm gonna do this evening. Sit there, not girl. I'm gonna tell you something. If you get you a cold Pepsi from the $1.25 store, you grab one from the back of the cooler. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. But also, I did a video earlier, and I was talking about the comments that Peach made about B Love's video. And if I'm not mistaken, the name of the video is what is it? Millionaire to Broke. And she did that video, and she was eating, like she normally do, engaging with her during her video. She had some lamb chops. They look really good. And she had like a onion salad or something she was eating. I was like, oh yes, ma'am. And there were a few things that she had to say in that video. And I mean, I think a portion of it was for Peach, but the rest of it, it was just general blanket statements like, excuse me, some of the really, really important things that people need to hear if they decide to go work for themselves and, you know, become larger content creators. Like, say for instance, she was talking about how people make a lot of money and they really mismanage it. They come from a background of not having as much money and really don't know how, you know, not knowing how to invest it. So that was one of the things she talked about, which I was like, okay, well, that's a regular thing. Because, you know, if somebody not used to having a lot of money and all of a sudden they can make $50,000 or $100,000 a month, you know, you have to have people around you, like a mentor or somebody that can show you the ropes to make sure you manage it. You know, you start, you know, investing in your future. You just don't mess it up on jewelry, cars, and in Peach case, a man. So I thought it was a very good topic. I really think she dropped a lot of jewels. Then unfortunately I went and seen how the reaction of Peach, and I was like, okay, you can't get upset. You have to be able to take constructive criticism. But I think she felt some type of way because she know that Beloved has bought some of her stuff, which I've already said before. I have purchased her course before and I received my stuff. So I'm not on that side of the TikTok, the YouTube where they say, oh, they didn't get their stuff. I got my stuff immediately. I cashed up and I got what I was supposed to get. So I can't say that. I felt like everything was straightforward. The thing about it is you have to do the work. You have to be a self-starter, you have to be a go-getter, and you have to put the time in. The time you put into that content is the time you're gonna get back. So I think she did what she needed to do. Now with them classes and not paying them people, I want in that number. So, but she went on to talk about, you know, purchasing a home and how she put $200,000 down on her home, and different times she will pay more on her mortgage to pay it down. And I was like, that's like one of the greatest things she said, and helpful tools for people that want to get to that point. However, I think Peach took offense to it some kind of way and felt like she was trying to talk about her indirectly. And she said she claimed that she did a nasty. And I was like, I didn't really see that. I saw an older woman that gave her perspective. And she said, I'm glad I made some of my mistakes in my 40s versus now. She said, that's why I'm 7 years strong. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what's up. That's what's up, Miss Beloved. You know, I rock with that. She was honest. She wasn't judging her. She talked about, you know, the difference in working for yourself versus working for a company. You got to provide your own health insurance. You have to work 10 times as hard because, again, like she said, if you do YouTube like as a business, basically you get what you put into it. Like, you know, whatever you put it in, that's what you get back. So she was talking about how a lot of people think once they start and do it, it's just gonna be easy. No, it's a lot of hard work and consistency, and just making sure you manage your funds and do everything you need to do the right way. That's what I got from it. I didn't I ain't see nothing about it. All like nothing bad. She was just oh yeah. Another thing, she said that she prays that she make it through this. And basically, I think the only way she knew at some point in time, she referred to her because she said something about her having 7 kids. But other than that, like the rest of the video, to me, it was like a blanket video. It was nothing like totally instantly directly targeting. I didn't see it that way, but everybody has their own perspective, their own whatever, honey. But she came back shady, showing that she purchased content from her, and I'm like, okay, well, it's a lot of people that do, like, because she is able to help them, push them, give them strategies and more ideas. And I'm like, you supposed to have your strategist. And I don't know. I just didn't think it was that big. I really didn't. But I'm gonna get up off here and do something with my afternoon, something productive. I got a couple of song projects I want to do that I haven't done yet. I think I'm gonna do them maybe next week. I'm gonna try to squeeze some of them in though. But anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday. Be safe, be careful, and peace.